if you're watching the replay, you want to fast forward up to about 3 minutes where I start out because I got to wait for people to show up. YouTube doesn't really send out the notifications. They're really not too happy with my channel. But I haven't broken any community guidelines, so they can't cancel my channel like they did the other one. But now I'm trying to switch my channel around, see what works best. Maybe give the algorithm a little, oh, he did something different. You have to change your computer programming and stuff. But now we'll see what the morning live stream brings. Probably go for about a half hour. But there's been a lot of interesting stuff going on. But I want to talk about why it's happening. But anyway, got another day of fencing today. Just sitting here in the morning, not having my coffee. I don't drink coffee no more. I drink my hot chocolate in the morning. Real man's drink, huh? I just don't like the taste of coffee no more. I'm finding out when you get older, at least for me, I start outgrowing, if you want to call coffee a bad habit or caffeine or whatever the case may be. But I find that I'm losing that. I don't need the stuff anymore. I guess I got enough energy too all day long anyway. But anyway, let's get into the subject right away. Living our life. Well, I appreciate you being here, Maury Story. Yeah, I'm doing I'm going to try morning live stream, see how that catches on. Because my nighttime live streams I was having that one I had almost 11,000 views in 1 hour. And I tell you what, when that algorithm kicks in and wants to destroy your channel or slow it down or put you in the slow lane, they can do it real quick. So we're going to try to mess up a little bit. But see, I'm out here telling the truth, and YouTube can't handle that. I've seen that. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? How do you go from that? Oh, that's right, because now I'm going on touchy subjects. Like last night, call to arms, that's what it is. I mean, Trump, all of this is happening because we're living in a lie. Because people aren't allowed to tell truth or facts anymore. You're not allowed to get and tell somebody that men can't have babies. I mean, they ask this question on a college campus, and you have college kids that say, well, I can't answer that because that's too controversial. Well, where do you think all this is leading to? The government lying to us. Okay, flat out not enforcing the rules, and we got these idiots in these cities. I tell you what, if you're in a big city like Los Angeles or Atlanta or New York, who's ever dealing with this, why don't the good people get together, exercise their Second Amendment rights, and have a counter protest that's just as peaceful as their side? I mean, if we don't show these people the truth that Americans are tough. See, a lot of people think Americans are weak now. Where, especially when you got the liberals just basically, whatever you feel, if you feel you're being oppressed or whatever, I'll feel it too. Basing their whole existence on feelings, not truth, not practicality. I'm just sick of living in a lie. I'm sick of not being able to tell the truth anymore or defend somebody. Really? If we didn't tell the truth when we were growing up, we got punished. Kids today live in a totally different atmosphere. I've seen the leftists and the rightists stream at the same time, and I'm not even American. Well, the thing is, America isn't even America anymore. We've lost our national identity. Not like we had it when I was a kid. I remember meeting people that come over here back there, here in the 70s and 80s and 90s, and they wanted to be Americans. They came here to escape their country because they wanted to be Americans, because they heard the truth about America somehow through the grapevine. They were able to hear the truth. But, now they realize that America is not the dream it used to be. But you sit there, you want to tell the truth, social media shuts you down. You want to tell the truth at a public forum, who's ever in charge of the public forum shuts you down. You know, I'm not, as an American, I'm not going to be shut up. I'm going to keep talking. If I got to sit out on the street corner and start screaming, people are going to hear the message. Because if we don't hear the message, well, you know, we probably in a couple of years won't be in charge of our country anymore. Okay, this is what's going on. Our whole country's being taken over. We're at war with these people. These people are at war with us. Americans haven't realized that we're being attacked on our own soil. Walk around and play a game and win. Work under them, play the game and win. I'm not going to work on it. See, this is the thing. I don't need the system at all. The system needs me to keep working so they can get money from me. But I have decided to live my life where I don't need the system at all. And if the system finally breaks down, I'll actually might be, like I say, in my dugout next to my stream with my dogs and horses with a smile on my face, without any pressures, these societal pressures on you, especially this one where I'm not allowed to tell the truth. Is that teaching your kids that? Where you teach them at home where they have to tell the truth or they get punished. I don't know, maybe parents don't do that now. And then they go to school and they're taught all this stuff that's a flat out lie. Like I said, I still wonder how do you teach health class in school? How do you teach health class when you got transgenders and little furries and kids that think they're animals in your class? I mean, we're not even given facts and truth out in school anymore. That's all we had to hear. You know, when I was growing up, I don't care if you don't want to hear it. That's the truth. Well, you want to lie to me? You lie like a rug? Your ass is grass? You know, parents that used to say real nice things to children, to discipline them and shape them up to make sure they were going to become good adults. And they definitely didn't lie to us. I don't even know when this all started that it's better to lie to somebody. Don't put too much pressure on them. You know, if you're a child and you can't handle the world the way it is, the way a kid looks at it, how the hell are you going to get to the adult world when you really got to look at the world through a different lens, where you actually become responsible for part of it? And how are you supposed to handle that? You can't handle it as a kid if we protect our children and stuff with lies. Tell our kids that they can be a different sex. Are you kidding me? Encouraging, if a kid wasn't mentally ill to start with, you're turning them mentally ill with all these lies and deception and non-facts that people are giving them. Confusing a young child's brain. And then you sit there and slam a phone in their hand when they're 2 years old and they start on that stuff. And they can't even see the forest through the trees to see when this country is at war. We're at war with this enemy combatant, this army that was led in over the last 4 years. I mean, am I the only one out here that can watch the TV and the video and see what it looks like? Does that look like the United States? Or does that look like some foreign country? Oh, that's right. We let all the foreign countries in the United States. Oh, and that's right. It's non-U.S. citizens, mostly foreigners, foreign combatants that are doing this. They don't want to get on the news and tell the truth or nothing no more. I mean, it's all propaganda and opinion. And you got the Governor Newsom. Oh, Donald Trump started this. The mayor, Karen Bass. Oh, Donald Trump's creating all the hate and discontent. Really? Just because ICE comes in to do their job? INS? I mean, this is the thing. If these people aren't going to do the job that they're supposed to do, that they're paid to do, then there's no need for them. Okay? I don't like a need for any type of federal police force. I think it should be handled locally. But then again, they handled it locally in LA. You know, this thing, these people are going to start taking territory. They may get to the point where they can take over a whole city. And like I said in the live stream last night, they start this in 100, 150 cities. We ain't got enough troops, ground troops, if, you know, ground side troops to take care of this. The logistics, we would see real quick that when the military can't handle putting down these riots in these cities, that the military could have never enforced martial law on the country. Okay. But anyway, it's time for us patriots to start getting right. It's time for us to start telling the truth. You can't hide from it. Okay. You're never going to be able to hide from the truth because truth is just part of the existence of life. You can sit there and think you're a woman all day long. But if you got that Y chromosome, you are a male biologically. No matter what you feel or think of Peter Pan and Never Neverland and stuff. It's not going to happen. You know, if we were all dealing with the truth that this country was being invaded by a military, and a military, because everybody, why are all these military-age men coming across without any dependence or nothing? Well, now we see, don't we? We get to see them waving their flags, rioting in America, waving their national flag. You know, the countries they don't want to go back to, but the countries they're going to support. And then you got that stupid ass Mexican president and her goddamn dumb ass. I tell you what, Mexico, you want to do that? Cartels, you want to do that? Well, when the B-52s start carpet bombing your areas and stuff, do a 30-day bombing campaign and nonstop like they did in Iraq in the first Gulf War, we'll see how strong you guys are. Coming, oh, stop it, stop it. But Mexico wants to run its mouth? Generations of soft like, yeah, and this is the thing. This is why empires fall. Because the ones who build it up work their asses off. They struggle. They become better people. More intelligent, more successful, passing it on to their kids, the same mindset, and their kids struggle, okay? But they're able to make a life of them because there's opportunity out there. And that's the way it was for many years. And I'm glad I was in my teens and 20s during the zenith of our country, the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Okay? And now life has gotten too easy. We don't expect nothing out of our younger generations. I mean, if they're born on a farm, they have a choice whether they want to work on the farm or not. I can't even imagine that. What a father would put up with his kid telling him that he's not going to sit there and go out and milk the cows or bale the hay. But we don't expect nothing out of them. So if we don't expect nothing out of them, they're not going to do nothing. And now we created a country where our kids are we struggled hard raising our families. Now our kids are struggling even harder than we did, and they make more money than us in a country that's supposed to have more opportunity. When, times get easy, people get soft. And you get to the point where, with everything's based on emotions and feelings these times, and this is how these Democrats want to legislate on what feels good at the time, and democracy rule, we can have over 50% agree that this would be a great thing at this time. Well, I'm just sick of living the lie. This is getting worse and worse every day. But by the time what's going on in the big city comes out here and starts affecting me, your big city's going to be taken over. Okay? Your pursuit of happiness is done. We got this foreign army that's invading, and the truth still, Insurrection Act. No, we need to call up the reserves. Hey, all you vets out there, we got a couple months worth of work for you to do. Come to the nearest base, and we'll get you where you need to be. Can we do that? Can the American people take our country back? See, this thing, we don't have to wait for the government's permission or notification from them that they need us. We can band together, form our militias, and take this country back, whether you're out in the country or in a city. Security details. You're not coming into our neighborhood and pulling this shit. Anyway, let's if we got after it and put this shit out immediately. Fuck the cops, okay? Cops are ruled by mayors, and a lot of mayors, they get elected, so they don't want to piss off their voting base, even if it's the right thing to do, okay? They can piss off their voting base, do the right thing, and get a bigger voting base by other ones, but they don't realize that. But the military needs to move in and spank this down and arrest and take these as prisoner of war. Prisoner of war, exactly, that's what they are. And then we can build our prisoner of war camps out in the middle of the desert, just like in wherever we had them during World War II, they were in Louisiana, Minnesota, and everywhere. Well, let's put them out in the desert. Build them a bunch of factories that they can start building stuff that Americans need. Then we don't need to get them from China, I mean. We can sit there and get them from slave labor, because isn't that what you politicians say? We need them in here to do jobs that Americans won't do. So you basically say we're going to exploit them and make them slave labor. So let's throw them in camps, put them in factories. Let's make sure we put suicide nets around the factories so they can't kill themselves, like in China, and put them to work. They want to be exploited and treated as slaves? Let's give them what they want. And when they decide that they don't want to be in this country anymore because they had enough, we'll let them out, get them to the border and say, don't ever come back, because you're in solitary confinement after that. But we can't do that. That would protect Americans. But Americans really don't got, a foreigner's so-called constitutional rights, which they don't have any, outweigh an American's. Another lie. Yeah, it's another lie. As long as you make it to our soil, the Constitution covers you. It don't matter if you got here illegally. As long as your feet are on our soil, the Constitution covers you. Got judges saying that illegals have the Second Amendment right, the right to bear arms, as they're trying to take it from us. Lies, 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 lies. But if Trump ain't going to get out, I wish he'd start having some type of show every week exposing all the lies. We get to hear about, all of this stuff. If you only knew what was going on, like with the Epstein list and everything else. If you only knew what was going on, can we know? Is it, we're not strong enough to know the truth? Is it that bad? Is it worse than what's already out there? Which I know it is. Anyway, the criminals and the lunatics are the ones in charge of the world right now. The severe criminals that'll take your child and do nasty things with it because they feel they're entitled and privileged. Like the people on welfare, they're entitled and privileged to government money, right? Or our money. And if you're an elite, you're privileged to sit there and just do awful things to people. It's your privilege. It's your reward for being where you're at. And as long as they can keep it all a secret and not let the truth out, what do they say? The truth is best protected by a bodyguard of lies. Well, believe me, governments are really good at that. And there's a lot of people that are just gullible enough to believe it. They want to believe anything, and any explanation the government comes out with, they'll bite at. Anyway, yep, it's crazy. But Anyway, I appreciate everybody being here. Yeah, YouTube really slammed down on my live streams. But the ones who are here, if you'd hit the like button, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, help get the channels to grow. I was growing crazy time. Like crazy time. I mean, when you have 180 subscribers and you get 11,000 views on a live stream, that's what happens. See, this is what I know my potential, my channel is. Not saying I'm this great YouTuber, but I'm just saying stuff that these other YouTubers are afraid to say. I don't care if the FBI comes knocking at my door. Like I say, on the other side, they're doing their call to arms and shit, trying to spread this riots throughout the whole United States. And they're allowed on social media to spread this shit. And social media is allowing it. So I'm going to do the same. I will fight the war with the same tactics they are using, plus some that I come up with myself. Okay? But I'm sick of this. I'm going to sit there and tell the truth. This country is at war on its own soil. Okay? This is worse than an insurrection. This is war from a foreign enemy we let in here. Who lets a foreign military into their borders? They didn't even need a Trojan horse. They just walk through. Oh, you're good to go. Here's your check, your EBT card, your government card. They'll always have money on it. And where did you want to go? Oh, here's your bus ticket. Oh, we can get you there faster. We just charge the taxpayer for this airplane to fly you there. And then they sit there and spread, like I said yesterday, they spread this army out all over the United States. Disperse this whole army all over the United States with our tax dollars. This army that Kamala Harris was supposed to have to use to take out the Patriots. Well, the government did nothing while she was president. I mean, it's all starting to make sense to me. I'm connecting the dots. Anyway, so when the truth comes, it hits these people that are asleep in the face. When we all see who the enemy is. And when we all solve this little problem with these little piece of shit foreigners, this foreign army in this country, we deal with that. We're going to deal with the government that allowed this to happen, that put American lives in danger. It cost some Americans their lives already. Okay? I heard they found a body in one of the stores that had been looted in LA. A murder. Burn, BLM. Burn, loot, and murder. Black Lives Matter. Burn, loot, and murder. Already doing it. But mostly peaceful protest, right? When was Harris president? No, not when she was president, but they let all these people in. Joe Biden was supposed to be president, okay? But they let all these people in, their army, to take out us patriots. It's just since they're not in the White House no more and Trump's getting rid of them, it's time for this army to activate. Okay? No, Harris was never president, thank God. I mean, I wouldn't even be on YouTube no more. I'd have been shot down by a 6 a.m. FBI raid, no-knock FBI raid. But, Trump's dealing with the foreign military, the foreign army they let in here. And it's time for them to meet our military. Okay, the full force of our military. And if it isn't very forceful, like it used to be when I was in, then we'll just bring all us antiques out of the closet and dust us off, you might say. And we'll take care of business. Okay? But the truth is, our country is at war on its own soil. And it's time to get organized, that's for sure. But anyway, those no-knock raids are 5 a.m. No, 6 a.m. Whatever. If it's midnight. And it doesn't matter if you're black or white, does it? That's one thing the government really doesn't care. The no-knock raids at 5 o'clock in the morning, it don't matter if you're black or white. So, and then I'm supposed to worry about Russia, right? When my government's the one. Well, that government's out. That, no-knock raids haven't happened since Trump was in office. By the way, we're eventually, all able-bodied Americans are going to be in this fight. Whether you're supporting it, whether you're on the ground, whatever side you're on, okay? I just don't understand why Americans hate America so much that they're willing to turn it into a country where these people came from, okay? They just want to sit there and take advantage and exploit everything that the American has created in the last years and the wealth we created. That's all they're trying to do. Be a bunch of leeches. Okay? When you have a leech, you pull it off and get, hey, off of me. That's what we need to do with these people. Get rid of the leeches, get rid of the parasites. They are not helping America at all. And all Americans are enemies to them. And all these Americans that are supporting them will find out that they're really useful idiots. Anyway, that's all I got for this morning. I got to get to work. Just want to try my live stream out in the morning. See if there's any difference by the time. Boy, when you upset a liberal and they don't want to hear the truth, and they're in the position to pick winners and losers and, affect your First Amendment rights. All this stuff is coming to an end. Justice will be brought upon these people, okay? If not by the people that they're doing injustice to, it'll be brought by the people that they're supporting. Because the people that they're supporting are looking at and say, this is the biggest fool in the world. We're going to take him over and he's paying us to do it. But that's the world we live in when people want to live a lie. I can't stop them from doing it. And it don't matter if you're rich or poor. A lot of people live in lies. And I guess when you're richer, you can make your own universe, your own fake universe. I mean, look at the meta universe. Just shows you where our society's going. Okay? Anyway, that's all I got for this morning. Everybody have a great day, and I'll be back this evening, and we'll see if YouTube will relinquish the control on my channel. Anyway, everybody have a great day. Talk to you tonight.